Let's take you back to our leading story now on the plane that has crashed into the ocean off Suncoast Beach in Durban. Emergency services and law enforcement officials are at the scene at the moment. ALS paramedics spokesperson Gareth Jamieson told reporters earlier, saying that a video is doing the rounds on social media showing the small aircraft doing an aerial display before hitting the surf. Now, Suncoast Beach is near Durban's Virginia airport. Jamieson says initial reports are that the aircraft was doing displays and crashed into the ocean. NSRI and lifeguards are currently at the site, and paramedics are standing by for medical assistance. Our reporter, senior reporter Jayed Paulse joins us now. Jayed, these are live visuals that we are showing our viewers. Just speak to us about what is happening at the scene now. We understand, of course, that rescue workers were still trying to locate the pilot of that plane.
That's correct, Unati. Well, we've just received more information. There was actually an aviation conference that was taking place earlier today, and there was a demonstration by this light aircraft to young scholars, and that's when it went down off Suncoast Beach here in Durban. So according to initial reports, the aircraft was performing an aerial display before it went down and then crashed into the ocean, and this obviously propelled emergency services, including ALS paramedics, the National Sea Rescue, NSRI, and lifeguards. And as you can see on your screen right now, they're still combing the ocean, trying to find that missing pilot. We've seen several aircrafts going up, police helicopters also just flying over here. As you can see on your screens, the NSRI are still in the ocean trying to find that pilot. And I think what has been very heartbreaking to see is some of the wreckage also being washed ashore from that light aircraft. Now, we have spoken to some people that have been here and said that they saw this pilot and he apparently was finding it difficulty. Look, it is a bit windy here in Durban today, so he had difficulty. We spoke to Gareth Jamieson from ALS paramedics, who also said that those that were here, the first respondents, said that they saw the aircraft plunging into the ocean and they can't find the entire aircraft, but pieces of that aircraft have started washing to shore. So right now they're still trying to find that missing pilot. There are NSRI boats in the ocean trying to find the pilot, and also try to see if they can't find the wreckage to see if he's not trapped in that light aircraft. Very, very, very heartbreaking story coming from Durban today. Police are also out in their numbers. We did see the MEC of Transport, Siboniso Duma. We'll try and see if we can't get a word from him where we are stationed. And as you can see on your visuals on screen right now, the media has been asked to please be behind this particular tape. It is an active crime scene, they said, and that we can't come any closer. So we would love to show you more visuals on what exactly is transpiring, but unfortunately we have to stand at a distance. But right now, what I can tell you is that they are still looking for that missing pilot. All emergency services are on board and trying to locate that man.
And Jayed, at this point in time, of course, without giving any names, do we know if the pilot was in any way associated with this aviation conference that was taking place at the same time? I would imagine those videos that were doing the rounds on social media were, from spectators taking those shots.
Well, right now we don't have that confirmation whether that pilot was a part of the aviation conference, but we do know that this pilot was performing an aerial display before it went down. And many of those videos that are circulating on social media were actually people standing on the beach and admiring the display. But many are saying that they did see he or she found themselves in difficulty. It has been very difficult. We've just seen now that one of the executive in the accident, Themba Tebete, if you can just join us. I think he is part of that conference. Themba, if you can just come on screen here. Thank you so much for joining us. Can you give us some more information with regards to what transpired today, and also maybe talk to us about this aviation conference that was underway?
So I think firstly, we're still dealing with a very sensitive issue. We're still trying to convey the message to the next of kin, and we're not in a position to give more than what we've conveyed to the family. I think the second aspect is we have to be very careful how we construct this. There was a 3-day conference held, co-sponsored by CAA and ECAIO, International Civil Aviation Organization. At the end of the conference, CAA had put a display and an air show for the youth and public to attend. And at about 1300 hours 45 minutes, there was an accident that occurred. Aircraft seemingly lost control and dished in the water. I think it's evident that search and rescue are still performing their work. We are reacting only on what they are able to convey to us officially. I can confirm as well that there's been some wreckage that has been recovered, and we're trying to reconstruct the accident scene. Obviously, what's making our life difficult is because of the tide, some of the debris already been spread about 2 or 3 kilometers away, and we're still trying to get everything together. Official, that's what we know thus far.
I know because of the sensitivity of the story. Can you confirm the gender of the pilot that was doing this aerial display?
So obviously we're still in contact with the family. I think at the moment we are gathering data and facts. In fact, I had a discussion with Search and Rescue before coming for this interview, and they are barring us from giving certain information. As an example, there are classification, search and rescue, search and recovery. In their books, they're still doing search and rescue. And once the mission has been completed, we're then able to confirm those details. We are aware, of course, that the service provider is also issuing a media statement. They will know closer. Ours is post-impact job, and we're trying to see what search and rescue is able to confirm and what information in the beginning of the investigation can be useful to go forward.
Okay. And was this pilot from KwaZulu-Natal or from out of town?
The pilot, from the information we've gathered, was not in the area, which complicated why the police, because this is now a crime scene leading the investigation, was trying to determine and to convey to the family. But this is as far as we've also been told. From our perspective, what is important is to determine from the videos, interviews, wreckage, the cause of the accident, and see how we can, within 30 days, issue a preliminary report and start determining what caused this to prevent a reoccurrence. Some of the aspects, as far as relates to family and what search and rescue is doing, I think they've got dedicated people to speak to that, but it will be insensitive at this stage to start giving out information.
Understandable. And just for clarity, there was one pilot on board?
One person on board.
Thank you very much for speaking to us, sir. We really appreciate it. Thank you very much. Well, they're speaking on what has transpired this afternoon, but also talking about the aviation conference. If I can just ask Japan just to pan to your left and show the viewers back at home that they are still trying to find that missing pilot. As you heard there, the family first need to be notified. They are in talks with the family, that representative of the aviation conference that was taking place today, and also saying that they can't, and obviously for sensitivity matters, they can't release the gender of the pilot just yet. This is an active crime scene, Unati, and once police have done due diligence, I suppose we'll be able to get an update from police spokesperson Robert Nechunda just to talk more about what transpired. As you can see on your screens right now, some of the debris, the wreckage that has been washed ashore as they continue combing the ocean and looking for that missing pilot, Unati.
Right, Jayed, thank you so much for that. As you say, this is a live developing story, and of course, as rescue operations continue searching for that aircraft pilot, Jayed Paulse is going to keep us informed in terms of the very latest there. These are live visuals there on your screen. Of course, that plane crash happening just moments ago this afternoon, and this is all located at the Suncoast Beach near Durban's Virginia Airport. And as Jayed Paulse has been saying, that this is behind essentially Suncoast Casino. Jayed, if you are still there, are any of the members that were attending this aircraft or aviation conference amongst the witnesses that are converged there on the beachfront?
Well, that gentleman that we just spoke to now was actually one of the individuals that was attending the aviation conference. He also gave us some more information with regards to what possibly could have transpired. They also have to do their own investigation as to find out, I suppose, Unati, what happened this afternoon, and just saying that this pilot was in fact doing an aerial display for scholars, an aerial display to showcase aviation. And unfortunately, I can only imagine that this must have also been horrific for those young learners who were on the beach this afternoon watching in horror as this helicopter, light helicopter, went down. What I can tell you now at the moment, look, the beach, as you can see, is full of personnel working to try and find pieces of the plane. Also working to find that pilot, and it's been very difficult for us to go beyond where we are standing now. We have been asked as the media to please refrain from coming closer and give them the opportunity, afford them an opportunity to do their own investigation and find out what transpired. So I'm hoping that we'll be able to be best suited to give you more information once we've spoken to the MEC of Transport, Siboniso Duma, but also the police that are on the beach right now. And we're just giving them some time to see if they can't find the pilot, as well as piece together all the information, and then we'll also be best suited to give you an update with the latest.
Absolutely. Senior reporter there, Jayed Paulse, on that live crime scene. It is our breaking news story of the day. An aircraft pilot is missing at this hour following a plane crash off Suncoast Beach in Durban happening moments ago. We'll keep you informed as we continue with this rolling coverage of a number of developing stories really that we are tracking for you right here on the channel. But